You drive.
Who?
You.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Give y'all time to jump on. I want to see what their opinions are. Let's see. Let's just give people time to jump on now.
Talking about your driving or my driving?
Yours.
No, not mine. Yours.
But talking about your driving.
You make me nervous when you drive, baby.
Why your mic over there? Who you talking to? What kind of conversation you trying to have?
Well, all you have to say is just pull your mic over.
Who you talking? No, your mic is over there. You talking to the table.
Mic check. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
What's going on? Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? Just letting people jump on here.
What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing?
What's going on?
What is going on? I have a sore throat. My throat is really bothering me. Ricola.
Nah, you been eating.
I love that commercial.
You been eating eggs.
No, and the cough drops. I don't know if it was from my performance on Tuesday. I don't know, but I just know after that, my throat has been really sore.
Yeah, you been eating eggs and cheese. Went up there on stage, but
no, I haven't been eating eggs and cheese. The cheese I've been eating is vegan cheese, and I'm like, why does this vegan cheese make me mucusy?
But
drain.
You know, that's not where we're here today, though, man. We
no.
Hey, so I don't know if you saw the title when I put on there about Amazon One. I don't know if anybody have heard it. You know, drop a comment if you've heard of Amazon One, but I've just heard about Amazon One recently. And Amazon One is going to be the new thing where you take your hand and then you scan at the grocery store and you about to pay for something. So you go into the store, you swipe your card, it scans your hand, so it identifies your hand. I guess you got how much of a payment on your hand, and you go up to the front of the register, you drop your hand on there, and then they go ahead and scan and take your payment based on your palm.
Right. It's out. It's like gone. Whatever your transaction is a wrap.
So you're doing palm payment now. And then what they're going to next is scan your forehead.
Right. So what do you guys think about this? I mean, this is really, really, you know, the Word of God talks about the sign of the beast and everything. But even before we dive into that or just, you know, go over there with that a little bit, you know, what are you, you know, how do you feel about being able to pay with your palm?
Your hands. Has anybody heard Amazon One? Food even, y'all. I love your new do.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Chris. Thank you so much. What's up, Stream Elements?
No, Stream Element is actually something else.
Oh.
That's not
that. No, it could be somebody.
No, that's not.
Okay.
No, that's
what's
something
up, Chris?
separate.
Okay.
But, man, what's going on, Chris? Yeah, so what we talking about now, man, you know, we were talking about how, so we were sitting there looking at something that popped up. Me and my wife have been talking about this for years and stuff on how they're going to implement things that you're going to do with your hand and all the stuff. It's all the things that are biblically going to be wrong in the end. But they're setting the stage for these things that to get people, because they know what humans are pretty smart. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be like, if it's something too brash and they create something that's too scary right up front, humans gonna be like, nope. Well, but if you slowly weave human beings into something, then we will indoctrinate it and we will take it in as law.
And it's a gradual process. You know, they have to wean us on certain things. They can't just do it cold turkey. So that's what, you know, supposedly the vaccine was all about.
You mean the boop boop? We're not gonna say the words. Okay, we're not gonna say the words.
The boop boop.
Yeah.
That, you know.
When they start popping them right down your arm, I felt like that's what. Firstly, man, Obama's the one that kind of opened up the door to a lot of this stuff. So, but now through the C-19 window we went through. That really just paved the stage for what they got going on. Mm-hmm. So now they know that how many people will be willingly to go take the boot, you know, and now they say, okay, these same people, they could probably do it based on average on these people that took this are going to be doing the hand. And it's really the younger generation are going to be the first ones because the younger generation is going to adapt to the technology like we always have. and they are already engraved in it, so it's easier for them to go in and scan. So the youth will have it for sure. The older people, you still got old folks that still ain't got internet. So, but the youthful people will go in and start getting this hand thing, and they start noticing more and more getting this kind of stuff, and then they're going to start saying, hey, well, how about we do this and that? Now everything's on your social security number, your
bank account,
your bank accounts, all your stuff,
personal information
is on your
credit
palm.
card,
yeah,
car insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything any identifiable information
will be on your hand.
It's going to be, like your driver's license, credit history.
Don't y'all think that bad events have happened faster in the past 2 years? Yeah, they have. And they have, and it's getting quicker. And if you notice, it's going to start getting quicker. It's going to start getting quicker and quicker. There are certain things that they want you to bow down to now. Certain things that
lifestyles, ideologies,
cultures they want you to bow down to.
Soon
and like I said, now Amazon One is really being released, and they want you to start being able to make purchases with your palm versus using your debit card. I remember when you went from cash to having a debit card. And people it took a long time for people to really fully transition to debit cards. I remember debit card wasn't really, I saw people with cash. I didn't really see people with debit. And then you start seeing debit. And then when they start having to tap, I believe the tap, when you start tapping your card, you start being like, look how convenient this is getting.
I am not a tapper. My husband.
I am.
I know you are.
I tap a card, but I ain't tapping. I ain't doing my hand.
When it comes to new technology, you're the one that typically in our household would do it faster.
Yeah.
But for me, it's I started every time I tapped the last 2 times, my card was declining. I'm like, what is the problem here? And then I talked to the bank, and he was like, it couldn't read my security code on the back, but you could always put it in and use your PIN. I didn't even know that. I could have said, well, let me just do it as a debit.
Yeah.
Didn't even know that.
So think about this, man. You're gonna have when you go and pay, you tap with your hand. You think about this. You're gonna have now, and then you get all cars go to electric. You say something crazy, do something crazy, they cut the car off, they can cut your hand, they can cut it off right here from your hand.
Turn you down. Turn you off. They won't allow you to be able to make certain purchases.
No.
If you're, out of line, I guess. But, also a way for people to make a way of the flip side of how this thing could be broadcasted and, and portrayed. It can make it seem as though, it's much safer. You don't have to worry about being robbed or anything like that because you don't have anything on you. You have no cash. You have no cards. You have no ID. So all your stuff you scan, your ID is going to be right here in your hand.
And this is going into these newer forms of what it still calls slavery, because we're slave to the technology, and really open to the. And, these people that are at the top, like Bezos and these people at the top, are going to be the masters. They're going to be the masters. You're going to be serving 2 masters. You know what I'm saying?
There was a one card that was implemented in the Philippines a while ago.
It didn't take off.
Okay, so it's not in.
They tried to drop that, but it's that served a limited group of people. Americans, you would not, especially Americans based on God. It's something else now. It ain't based on God no more, but American based on, right. Yeah, true. American based, you're talking about a system now that does not have any God values like it did. And so by we having been based on God in the beginning, they're not going to just readily say, hey, everybody take this, because it's going to be a lot of people that are believers like and a lot of people that are a different belief going to also be like But if you make it, ingrain it slowly, patiently, you dab it in this, put it in your social media, you start putting this, then we're going to willingly accept it because we already are so used to it. It's like seeing people getting murdered now. You remember when you have all murders going, it just be like a shocker. Now you're so immune to stuff like
desensitized.
It's nothing.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
You have become desensitized because of social media. The things that people record to put out there for views or for fame or to increase followers or subscribers, they're willing to put the worst of the worst out there. So yes, that's what desensitizes you.
Right.
That's how they're able to promote all this, overly sexualized content to kids.
And it's sexualized, and it be sexualized by somebody kind of cross dressing and stuff like that, and putting it in Disney. Like I'm not a fan of Disney stuff anymore, because Disney is on that full path of converting your children. And also that's why I'm shout out to, that's why I'm excited to hear about Ron DeSantis, because the DeSantis was like, nah. First of all, y'all down here in Florida, y'all got your own jurisdictions. Y'all ain't got to pay taxes. People got to pay taxes to you. And then you say you're gonna force the children all to accept sexual immorality, as force them into it.
As early as what she said, kindergarten or pre-K, they starting to teach.
As a little kid, it's the same thing, man.
Talking about.
Shout out to just make me think about, man. Shout out to Dr. Ken Hovind, man. Y'all should if you ever interested in learning some really interesting stuff, listen to Dr. Ken Hovind's YouTube channel. And he just talked about how just like evolution, right? I know a lot of people might believe in that, but I don't believe in evolution. I don't believe the earth was millions and millions of years old. I believe that the earth is thousands of years old based on the flood. But he talked about how if you evolution is more of a religion, you teach people that, you ingrain it into them, just like they did when we were little kids. We always built that the earth was millions of years old, and the dinosaurs were here millions of years ago. The dinosaurs were here, but not that long ago.
Right.
And we were you taught like a religion. So now everybody believes the earth is millions and millions of years old. And let me tell you what, I'm gonna say this, the earth might have been here floating around, right?
The earth
might have been flowing around, but it was dark, void, and nothing on it. So it was just like a star just sitting out there. But as far as the level of millions of years old and the dinosaurs were walking, no. But to go back to say, man, human beings are easily adapted if we are slowly brought into it. We will always get on board. But you can never, with human beings, just say this is what you're gonna do, especially not in a capitalistic country. Y'all gonna just take this and you're gonna deal with it. Nah, you're gonna have a rebellion.
Right.
But they can easily put you into it. I believe that's what the whole C-19 was going on. They knew good and well, man.
Well, yeah,
that
just
they
the way
knew
to
everybody. What if it was right to say, look here, man, this thing is, it's our lab that released it, that we have a contract with in China. It's released. It's going to affect everybody. It's going to make you a little sick, but it's going to wear through. It's going to have to pass through pretty much just about the whole population. So if they would have did it that way, people would have they would have made different kind of choices. But if you say, do this, now take a continuation of these things in your arm, I believe that was all the game.
It's a gradual process. It's a gradual process.
It was a play.
And it has to be done, incrementally, so it doesn't seem as if it's, a person is being bombarded or overwhelmed. You just sprinkle it in over time. That's how people's minds have been ruined since, slavery. I'm just going to say that,
Yes, this is going to be another form of slavery, bigger than what
over time, and how things have been put out in media, in music, and those that chose not to believe it and to rebel against the lies and the plight then have overcome it and don't view it the same way. But those that continue to eat the food and keep allowing the sprinkles of false and misinformation, you take it in, then you're going to project it. So those are the ones that are going to fall woe, because they're more susceptible to believe versus doing further research. Let me read, or let me talk to this person, versus just going along with the flow of what everybody else is doing.
Yes, it's super dangerous and super scary. I take that back. I'm not, because you got the heater on the apartment. The heater bigger than the whole apartment in here. Hey, y'all, so if y'all ever notice I'm sweating, man, our apartment's probably about 900 square feet, right? But it's got a humongous heater. So when you cut the heater on, not only does it heat you in here, it's going to heat everybody else outside.
I was cold, guys.
Yeah, we definitely, Greg. Yeah, we definitely in them times. We definitely in those end times, and then even in different beliefs. they all have a
Hey, Greg, what's
certain
going on,
level of
Kathy?
they have a still those of us who haven't gotten the stick. True. I wish, yeah, to me, man, I wish I hadn't. I worked for a school system, so I had to a level of had to do it, and that sucked. My wife didn't.
And was pressured by the husband. Well, he didn't really pressure me.
I wish I didn't.
Well, it was more like it was a little push, but when I put my foot down, I was like, regardless of whatever it is,
and then
if I don't want to take this, I'm not taking it regardless of for you and nobody else, because this is my body, and I've got to put this thing in it, and I need to be comfortable with how it may react to me, because it may react to you completely different.
And look what happened after about 30 of them y'all know what's down the line. It just went just like nobody cared about it no more. That's how I know that's on some BS, and that's how I know that's paving the stage for what's coming. I know that's paving the stage for what's coming. They want to see how many people are going to willingly do it. You got your willingly group, and then you got your force level, and then you got your, you know what I'm saying? And then and eventually people will start bowing to Baal. And that's what's the bad thing. That's why we have to come out with that. That's why I'm really advocating buying land. That's why I'm really advocating farming your own space, having your own space. 64 in my house. What does that mean, Greg? 64 in my house. But yeah, having your own things, because if you have your own setup, you don't have to bow down. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a good question.
Well, I don't know, because there's still so many things that have to be fulfilled before everything triumphs. And I know people have different beliefs, but we're full believers of Christ Jesus.
But let's reset the room, because if some of you all are just hopping on, you may not know what the initial topic of the conversation was, which is how you guys feel about Amazon.
64 degrees in the house. Yeah, I wish it was, man. My wife cut the heat on, and we
can see it right now. It's
the
like
carpet
70.
Start boiling.
It's 75.
Child, please. It feel like 97, but keep going. But no, so what we talking about, man? We talking about how just resetting the room. We're talking about how we looked up, and now Amazon One is dropping their new Amazon One product, which is in the store now, where you go and you swipe your card, you put your palm over it, and then it scans your palm. Once it scans your palm, you go to the front cash register after you got your items, and you just pay with your hand. So we're just talking about how the stage is being set for things for more of an end time setup, to where now they've scanned your hand, and then then the thing that came from the C19, how they want to see how willingly people are going to be willing to jump on board of stuff, because once you get so much of the population that's jump on board, no, this has become life.
Yeah.
It's become life. But it takes a long time for people to make that full transition, man. Like I said, man, my Uncle James in the country probably just started using a debit card. He been OG cash for life. You ain't going to his body shop. He got a body shop. Shout out to my Uncle James in South Georgia. And I doubt if he take a card. I don't even know if he take a card. He probably got coming out. You got a whole car rebuilt. 10 grand. You come out with $10,000 in cash.
Ooh, yes, he does. God does control everything, and that's what humans still don't understand.
But yeah, so that's what we were just talking about, man. These are what I call newer forms of slavery, because you bowing down to something you feel.
Why don't you turn off the heat, baby?
That you have.
Perspiring.
See, if I stand up, I'm gonna have to cut to the right.
I can do it. I got on leggings.
Go ahead. So, man, we got to. I'm a big advocate of actually, like you said, man, having the ability to separate from the matrix, and that's what we're trying to prepare us. We're not trying. That's what we're preparing ourselves for, man. Because you're not going to be if you don't get away from the matrix, then you're going to be forced to be a part of it, and then you won't be able to get by. You eventually won't be able to buy things. You won't be able to sell things unless you get what the matrix wants you to have on you.
But you really have to also, educate yourself and really, dive into the word, but have that relationship with God, as well as.
What about people that don't believe, right? What we believe. What if a person is Muslim, right? I'm curious to know, what are their views on things like this? Because our our belief is based on Book of Revelations, specifically to the times that we're going through to this day. Even
That's a good
man,
question.
even the Bible
I don't
talks
know.
about what about the slavery that went on, the slavery that was then, the slavery that was that will continue. It talks to me. It just talks about everything to a degree. But I want to say, like, I'm curious to know what other people believe are in that. And I know if you don't believe in anything, you're probably gonna go for whatever they put out there. You're gonna take it.
Yeah,
Because
you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. That's right.
But I'm curious to know if anybody in the comment section is of a different belief, and if you're a different belief, would you get the one thing? I want to say I'm probably gonna say on the Muslim group. I'm gonna probably say nah, but I don't know. But I believe if you get what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, and based off of people's different religious beliefs is going to be a different ideology behind the end times or what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
So, we believe that, there's going to be trials and tribulation before he returns. And there's going to be an Antichrist.
I believe it. I believe it's part of that's already here, and they want you to bow down to it, and it's already trying to indoctrinate the kids to do it. I believe that's one of the beasts.
Is there anybody? It seems like everybody that's on right now are believers. So I don't.
It feels like everybody else in the chat is believers. I was
Yeah.
just curious to know if anybody in the chat is not a believer, and what they. You don't have to say you're not a believer, but you can say, "Well, I think this," and then that's the easy way. I'm not.
And how do you feel about the Amazon one? Do you feel like if you had no choice, you would take it? Do you know of anyone else that has thought about this or has contemplated this or has brought this to your attention, or do you know anyone that's talking about it? Because I don't know anyone that's talking about it.
I ain't heard
yet.
nobody. I just heard about it today.
Yeah, and even people that I'm following on social media, I haven't seen anybody mention this.
I like what you said, Greg. I totally agree, and me and my wife talk about this all the time. Catholicism and Christianity are two different worlds. You know why? Because being a Catholic, so I'm gonna be real with you, and I ain't judging. And you tapping me? Is that the tap to calm down?
Just be aware.
Okay, I'm gonna be.
Because we are not on Buy Me a Coffee.
I'm gonna say that there's a difference in the two, and most of the time, when I see people that I know that are and that were raised Catholic, and I'm talking about the ones that didn't come over and become Christian, because that's the separation. The ones I know Catholic, they into witchcraft, they into everything else, and they just don't believe, and they were raised away. I believe there's a difference between Catholicism and being a Christian. It's a totally different being blood bought versus just ceremony that I don't think really people take Catholicism seriously. Christianity is taken serious, but Catholicism to me is not Christianity. But that was a good one, because I like what you said, but now I'm a Christian. Mm-hmm. So, we talk about that a lot. But yeah.
Yeah. For me, I know that even though technology may advance, it's off now. Even though technology may advance, I won't feel pressured to do anything that I don't want to do, especially when it comes to putting things inside of my hand to be able to pay for or in my forehead. That is just not something I'm going to be getting down with. And I'm saying that now, and I know people always say, well, you never know what you're going to do when you get in a situation. No, that I can say. This cross that I have tattooed here on my arm, I don't know if you all can see it. This cross right here for me is my remembrance of what it's like to never return to not believing in Christ. Because there was a time in my life as a young adult person that I was challenging God on things. I always believed in God. You could never make me not believe in God, because there are just certain things as a kid I would always wonder about. The earth, us being on the earth, the sun, the water, animals. As a kid, I would wonder how's all this possible? Humans can't do it. So I always knew that there was an entity greater than us that created all these things. And I knew it was God. But Christ, as a young adult, I started to question. So when I got this cross tattooed, that was my way of always reminding myself that I'll never go back to a life of not believing in the Son of Man, not believing in Christ, because I know He's real.
You know, and I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't going in fully into this naturally. Going into this conversation, but I remember, like, I didn't even believe in that, in Christ. And I remember when for a long time, and then we moved to LA, and we lived, you know, in LA, and we start seeing. I'm tell you something, man. If you are shaky in what you believe, and then you move to somewhere like Los Angeles, it's gonna make you very shaky. Because it's so much melting pot of everything, it will completely have you drawn astray. So I say, if you ever going to move somewhere that's, I kind of consider like Babylonish like that, then you need to be planted on what you firmly on what you believe. You know, I want everybody to accept Christ Jesus. I'm just being real with you. But if you have different beliefs, and you go to other places, you better be firm in it, because that's one place that will shake you. That will shake it. It will shake it.
Greg said the first computer was sold for $666.66. Interesting.
But no, I'm back resetting the room, and for everybody who is just jumping on,
talking about Amazon One,
seeing what we're talking about, because it can kind of go into a rant a little bit.
Yeah, Amazon One. What do you
Amazon
think about
One.
that? Pay
really
with your hand.
Pay with your hand service. Do you remember when they was first? I don't know about you, but when they first start trying to talking about one world, they thought it was gonna be Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin was thought was gonna be the one with currency. Right. Plus, in the early 2000s, there was some companies actually putting chips in people's hands. They were like they look like them little chips from the Matrix, you know, the ones that you take out and it turned to this little kind of scorpion thing, and they were putting those in people's hands, and then they were talking about it was going to be a card, and then they said then it was trying to be Bitcoin. No, but it makes sense. Amazon, and you have those companies that are on the top tier. They we all buy from Amazon. Let's be real. I got an Amazon package came up here yesterday. But when it comes to a level of saying, hey, you know what I'm saying, here's my identification, here's who I am, and I want so I can buy these bag of pretzels, it's a line that you're going to have to draw, especially if you're a believer. If you're not a believer, then I'm not talking to you. But if you do believe, then there's going to be a line drawn in the sand that where you can't cross. And it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very, 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 very hard. You talk about your life is going to completely adjust if you don't fall under
This
bail.
is fairly new, Greg. So yeah, we just learned
take
about
a look
it.
Greg, pull it up. If you pull it up right now, man, it's Amazon One.
On Instagram, not very many followers yet, but you can.
You don't
also
have to do it on
find
Instagram. No, just Google it.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Google
though, you
it.
can
It's what Backwood said. Been watching a lot of y'all's videos. Great content. I'm a believer. The palm thing will lead to a chip or a mark on the hand.
That's what we just said.
So
thanks, Backwood. Appreciate it so much.
So what we were just talking about, as far as that Backwood, we were talking about that same exact thing. So it's going to be either two ways. It's either when we look at things from the Bible's perspective, it's either going to be a literal something, or it's going to be a symbolic something that still equals what's being said in the book of Revelations. I don't know in other books like the Quran, and I don't know what they're talking about as far as, do they have similar beliefs in this? You know, I only believe in Christ. I only believe that what the word says. But what is being said out here, is this in other beliefs? Are they talking about this? Because this Amazon One thing, I just heard about this just today. So how this has to be very, very new. But think about it, this will be in every community. And then plus what they looked and said that they're going to be buying, that Amazon is buying a lot of medical locations. So why is Amazon buying medical locations? Because it'll be easily integrated in whatever they have when you can go to Amazon and they can straighten you out at these places. Amazon is buying out a lot of stuff, and they are making themselves bail. They are going to be one of the, I believe, whatever it's Amazon under, they're going to be one of the main horses. or to be the main, one of the seals. Just it'll
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just setting the stage, man. It's just crazy, man. You know how years ago you go back and look at stuff and then they showing you something like chips and stuff in your hand. You be like, not me. And then you look and then 25 years, 30 years later, we're so ingrained in technology. Now you be like, oh, I can see how easily that can be done.
Yeah.
That's simple. Yeah. But you talking about putting physically something in the hand, somebody got to bleed and feel pain. They would never do that because they know people would kick back. They would kick back. It'll be a revolution. They would not do it.
Look how long it took people to get, the bing bing, and it still was just like people are like, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking that. And then next thing, Now
you see how they made, oh yeah, we're going to fire you. Your job going to let you go if you don't take the bang bang. Right. I'm telling you, man, it's all going to integrate in that way.
Hey, Dauber.
Your car, that's why I say, man, I believe that I still feel like electric cars are cool, right? But I would never, ever get rid of my gas car. I would never get rid of our car. Like I'm always going to have a gas powered car because I do believe that if everything's electric and runs on technology, it can be cut off. And then, let me
just
tell you
like your bank account on your hand that you're going to be paying with.
Listen, things can be cut off so easy. Let me tell you, think about it, right? All they got to do is update your firmware on your car or say, oh yeah, come in, we need to add this to your car. Now we done put a low jack on your junk and you didn't even know. Or we done upgraded like a Tesla. It's all ran from that little screen. Think about and the thing have to take updates. It do have to get updates. You had that one update like an ISO update on your phone. Now your car just cut off. You start you in the car driving on the road, you done said the wrong word, car just bam. It just cut off right down the street.
Right.
I don't know, man. I feel like we having too much. It's too much power that can be ran on you within technology now.
Well, that's why you have to really you really have to stay spiritually connected. And I'm not just talking about, going to a church. I'm talking about having that one-on-one relationship with God, knowing, who he truly is and what his word says, and that it doesn't come back null and void. And that even though, society wants to X him out and mock him and do all that, they can't do nothing with God. You can't control him. You can't do anything but bow down.
Yeah.
That's it. So with that, it behooves people to really get to know God for who he truly is, because all this other nonsense at the end of the day ain't really gonna matter if there is another natural disaster that you're just only trying to figure out how you're gonna survive in your family.
But it's coming. Biden said, if you look at one of those old interviews, let me see, what did I say?
Use the bar over there. That mouse is whack.
It is whack. I'm gonna get rid of both this mouse and this mouse pad.
Will be when we as Christians are gone, it's not going to be a symbolic mark.
Will be forced people to worship, and thus the mark will be mandated. It is mandated because 666 is the number of man. So it definitely, I do believe that. I hope to be gone before they really just start popping it off. I'm not even gonna lie.
I feel like it's going to be something that's going to be invisible to your human eye, but visible to like an ultraviolet light, where it's going to be either a barcode, like you have those scan codes on our Cheez-Its and cracker boxes, or in your hand. I feel like it, because that is their way of already, initiating things for us to go and get easily with whatever the cause is, or they want to say that we're getting this thing. It's because it's going to make it easier and make people more susceptible to receiving something else injected in your body.
Could you imagine we both have this thing in our hand and then you give me dap? Like, you just transferred $50 to me.
You are crazy. It ain't going to be that
easy. Oh, my God. You just... But I don't know, man. It's just so crazy to me, man, to think that we'd be having this conversation. Wow. We look at this 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and we look at this kind of stuff and think, yeah, right. Not me. But then you just don't know that you are.
That's scary.
It'll be a lot easier to get involved than you think it is to get to assign yourself and be a part of that one world system.
She
It's
says
gonna be
if
so
you
much.
have surgery, they can and do put chips in you with no permission required. Now that's creepy. That's scary.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say on that
yeah,
part, because if you sleep,
that's, I mean, hopefully not, but I don't know.
you think about that. You get put to sleep to get a colonoscopy. You think they're going to look some up? You didn't implanted something right there up in your colon. You checking for polyps now, but you didn't install something permanent.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, that's crazy. We just have to, huh?
My throat is on fire.
Oh, it's burning that bad.
We good.
Yep. So, man, I just want to say, man, everybody stay prayed up, man. We starting to go in some times that are conveniently detrimental.
And do your research, guys. Do your homework. Don't just go accept anything that anybody is telling you. Your job, organizations, you need to really be aware of the things, especially if it's something that you're going to be doing to your body. You definitely need to know, and be clear and have a clear understanding of what the spiritual implications are behind this thing.
Plus, Biden has already said, that's what I was saying. Biden has already said that something else is coming. And people are like, what? How do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you know? I believe because a lot of the government already had the receipts. So of course they know it's coming. You got a receipt for it. But so, just keep yourself prayed up. Start looking into buying land. Buy land. Buy land. Buy land. Buy land. Buy land. Because when you own your land, you can build on your land, you can farm on your land, and that's why I said that's gonna be our next thing. When we're gonna get us a piece of land, and we're gonna build us a space on it. I want to be separated. I want to learn how to farm a little bit. These are all things that are going to be done to be self-sufficient and be able to run stuff on your own. Now I don't say you have to be the super, you become the super farmer, the apocalyptic farmer, like you didn't just.
No, but you need to know enough to
I
be
am
able
legend.
Yeah.
But no, you need to be able to know how to run on your own, because when it's come down to the rubber meets the road, you're gonna have a choice, and then it's gonna be like, do I take this or do I don't? Will my family eat or will they won't? And then a lot of people are gonna go with the detrimental choice.
So, guys, we're wrapping this thing up. We just wanted to come out and shout you out.
This is the new form of slavery, man.
We were starting a little later than usual. Our time to start is 6:30. If there are any different topics that you want us to talk about when we come on live, let us know. We're just having an open dialogue. What's going on right now? We're definitely going to give our 2 cents about how we feel spiritually about it. But, we welcome everybody.
Everybody.
No one is barred from coming to our channel or subscribing to our channel unless you are, someone that has ill intentions and don't love people. But everybody is welcome here. So come and join in the conversation and let us know how you feel and your views about it.
Kat said truth. I had breast cancer, so they did. So you saying they done took some out and put something up in there? Is that what you're saying? I hope not.
Yeah, it's going to be something new to us, Greg, but most definitely. Yeah. Thank you. Love
That's
you guys,
man.
too.
We love y'all guys, man. I know this is totally different, but these are the new forms of slavery that y'all want to watch out for and be careful for, man. And
so we'll
y'all
see
stay prayed
you
up,
on
man.
next Friday. Love you guys and see you on the next video. Thank you for your support.
We love y'all, man.
Bye.
Bye-bye.